Alright, Ryan Tuerckd here for this week's GoPro Burnout response for Rally Challenge of Bucky Lasek. Before I get into some questions, let's have some fun. To YouTube user Devils King 1, you asked, how did it feel switching to an all-wheel drive ride for a day, and did your drift skills come in handy? It was a new challenge for me, something that I've never really done before as far as all-wheel drive. And I'd say a lot of the drift skills did come in handy. For me, it was more about when a rear end did come out, just keep the wheels kind of pointed straight with maybe a tiny bit of counter steer on a wheel and just hit the gas, and that was kind of the fastest way. So that was kind of a big learning curve for me, as well as obviously the left foot braking technique that it takes to drive those cars and get the rear end out around some of the turns, but yet keeping the car online and going as fast as it possibly can. So it was a blast, and I feel like a lot of the drifting skills play a huge role for me in how well I did in those cars, and hopefully I get to do it again soon. Alright, to YouTube user CMStall9, you asked, who is your money on to win Global Rallycross? Bucky Lasek, Ken Block, Travis Pastrana, Tanner Faust, or Brian Deegan? Without getting into all the particulars, I would have to go with Ken Block as my first pick, and then Bucky Lasek. I really want to see him do well this year. I think he's really on top of his game, and you know, as long as the car's good and everything goes well, he has a little luck on his side, I think he's going to kill it. So those are going to be my picks, and I'm really pulling for Bucky. He's a good dude, and we had a good time together. Alright, to YouTube user Michael Cussin, you asked, how different or difficult is it to drift all-wheel drive as opposed to a rear-wheel drive car? I'd say it's a lot more difficult. As long as you have the basic concept of what drifting is down, I think that's a huge help crossing over to all-wheel drive and just knowing that point of grip or loss of traction and knowing how to control that. But with an all-wheel drive, you know, you don't have to counter steer as much as a rear-wheel drive car, and that's basically one of the biggest things for me. Counter steering too much and the car straightening up halfway through the turn and not being able to get on the gas as quickly as possible, really setting the car up the way it should be. Another huge thing that was a huge challenge for me was the left foot braking technique, and learning that and tell myself to left foot brake instead of stepping off throttle to use the brake with the right leg. So all of that, you know, it all takes time, it's all experience, and it just takes seat time to be able to get better. Alright, to YouTube user Andrew Popov, sorry, I'm mispronouncing that. You asked, Ryan, hi, I know that you visited Belarus in 2011 and meet the Russian girl drifter Yanina Alexieva. What can you say about her and her skills? Also, what can you say about the drifters from Eastern Europe? Best regards from Yanina's fan. When I went over there in 2011 to compete with those guys from Eastern Europe and Yanina, you know, I was very impressed with her skills, and I feel like she's one of the best female drifters that I've ever seen in person, and it looks like she's really ready to step it up to the next level with a little bit more practice time. And as far as the rest of the Eastern European drifters, I thought, I mean, it was an incredible, very talented group of drivers, and the competition was pretty unreal. I mean, I only made it to top 8, so that kind of shows you what kind of talent they have over there, and those guys did really well. So I was really impressed, and I'd love to get back there at some point in the future. Alright, that wraps it up for this week's GoPro Burnout response. Thanks everybody for all the positive support, feedback, and comments that you left. It's great reading that stuff, and gets us geared up and want to push even harder for the new season coming up. Season 1 was completely amazing. It's really cool to see all the ideas and stuff come to light and see how well received they are out in the world, and how well you guys like this. So Network A and I are both extremely pumped to work even harder and get some better ideas for Season 2. Please keep commenting. You can hit me up on Twitter at Ryan Tuerckd, also hashtag Tuerckd. I'll still be responding to everything under YouTube as well as Twitter. So leave some comments, and We're going to have some extra bonus footage coming out, some bonus videos, and I think you guys are going to be stoked on it, and that's coming out soon on Network A, so stay subscribed, and I'll see you soon.